But there is a glimmer of hope, and that is by the name of Fortitude. Fortitude has once again shown the world how Happy can be bested. Happy, who nowadays seems to favor Cryptlord quite a bit in this matchup and in others, where Sock failed and other humans failed. Fortitude had a good showing yesterday, and maybe that is the kind of game tape that Sock really needed to step up his game. Wait, did I start the Gamba already? Oh no. Here we go. I think Cryptlord is Garbo, but somehow Happy is still winning with it. I think Cryptlord is also a very tempo-based hero. I think if you play from behind with the Cryptlord, you are super screwed. With Lich, you can come back. With Dreadlord, you can't come back. Because on level 5, they get insanely strong. Especially Dreadlord. Cryptlord, though, he's really good early game with creeping. Fast expanding. Level 3 really good. Level 4 pretty good. Good right clicker. But on level 5, normally not that good. Because people make stuff that can't be impaled against him. Either Griffins or Breakers. Or kind of a mix. Yeah, with the Cryptlord, you want to be playing from ahead. That's the purpose of the hero. You make lots of summons, you are a good right clicker early game, you can expand fast, you want to be ahead. Or at least be even. I think the biggest problem for the Cryptlord is, I say this before, I think he's very, very bad against mercenary armies. Any map with a merc camp, I really think you can take this as a rule of thumb. Any map with a merc camp, Cryptlord is trash. I would love to see Happy, whenever there's a merc camp involved, not go Cryptlord, but rather go Lich or Dreadlord. Or maybe even DK. But when there isn't, I think the Cryptlord has quite a bit of potential. And the Cryptlord, here it is. Concealed Hill is oftentimes a comfort pick for humans because you have an easy laboratory accessible. This is going to mean infinite lumber quite soon. And a very fast level 2 for the AM right away. Big healing potion. Can also be quite nice, either in the early game if you get Impale surrounded, or for harassing the undead expansion, or late game. It's a weird position on the Ziggurat here. On Concealed Hill it's very difficult to stop the AM from cancelling your expo, because it's super wide open. AM can approach from every angle. And it's a very easy level 3 creep route for the human. Lab, green, natural, boom, there you got level 3. You can expand. You can also go to the shop, get a telestaff, teleport north, and keep cancelling the undead expansion over and over. This is a difficult map for undead, I would say. So I guess this must have been Sock's pick, would be my assumption. Happy going for the circlet. Thinking about going for a staff as well. Ring +5 is really good for the Cryptlord, by the way, but sometimes you want to sell them because you want to have gold for boots and staff. Staff, at least it is. Happy's trying to staff in and keep the human distracted here long enough until this expansion is done. Tried to steal the last hit with the Impale and failed. It's an expensive waste where Happy did not progress further to level 3. He's going to slow down the human expansion here, but I'm pretty sure Sock is going to do the same on the other side of the map. Time for a telestaff, and off we go. Happy sees it right away, but there's not really anything you can do about this. This is going to be a double cancel. What happens? He's going to get the Overseer here. Okay, interesting. Footies moving north as well. They're all kind of damaged already from the creeps. But there's no ghouls in the main defending at the moment. No Narrow Tower for Happy either. Coming only now. Now the game's getting hectic. Especially Happy now has to multitask. One Acolyte goes down right away. And this is a difficult time in the game for the undead. Fighting against an Archmage, fighting against a Watch Elemental, only with Ghouls and Cryptlord. And now the peasants go back to the expansion, now that the human army is distracting up in the north. This takes a lot of micro for the undead to properly defend. Micro, of course, that we know Happy has. Normally, he's a little bit slow here on 1 or 2 detailed moves. Losing an Acolyte, losing a Ghoul. Cryptlord now almost level 3 though. Peasants not being attacked right now. Ideally, Happy would love to have 2 ghouls down here, or some skellies. Or beetles, I guess, in this case. Expansion now coming. Halfway finished. AM is hurt, but he's got the heal potion. He could decide to attack up north again and use the staff to get away if necessary. You have to be very active here in the early game. You have to be attacking and defending on both sides all the time. You need a staff. Staff is mandatory, as we see right here. Happy cancels the expansion attempt again. Now Sok has to do the same once more. Heal potion here comes into play. Possibly. The Nerf tower positioning is very weird, right? Ideally it should be like here, I guess. Not a fan of that one so much. One more peasant died. Crypt Lord is here. Almost level 3 now. We're also making use of the fountains to heal. Can be quite valuable for both. And there's still no tech. Beetles being taken on by the militias. Only level 1 beetle still for a long time. Impale, surround. Oh, and thank God for that potion. That potion is what saves the Archmage, able to staff away, and we can see a clear experience lead on Sok already. Crypt Lord finally got level 3, but he's out of mana. That's always the biggest problem with the Crypt Lord. He's very mana starved, he runs out of mana very easily. His right clicks are actually pretty damn good, but he will run out of spells quite quickly. And now again, Happy has to move north, Happy has to harass, has to threaten. And the staff cooldown here is a big deal, by the way. Happy's tele-staff is ready in about 10 seconds. Could go for boots now if he's got enough gold, but he does not have enough gold. Staff in once again. Happy, does he have Rod of Necromancy? He does have still 2 charges. And the expansion is cancelled again. Question is, this time, will this one finish? No, it won't. Double cancel once again. It's very difficult. This matchup, if it's played well, I think this is the best Warcraft perhaps we've ever seen. But try playing this on a low level. You fall apart so quickly. You always have to make the right adjustments. Where do you move? Where do you attack? How much do you bring? How do you split your army? And so on. How do you manage your resources? How many ghouls do you leave at home? Very, very difficult to play this perfectly. Still no expansion, still no tech. The human normally ends up being ahead in this game because he has more mana on the AM, more water elementals, and he has militia he can use over and over, which is very strong early game. Especially the water elementals now. Level 4 Archmage, really, really strong. Thank you, Carson Cleaner, with the resub. Says, thanks for the cast, Remo. Thank you for tuning in, my pleasure. And multitasking. Multitasking is so important. That's, I think, the prime reason why I'm so bad at this matchup. Like Crypt Lord, Fast Expo versus Fast Expo. You have to be fast. You need to, yeah, multitask, like I said. APM. This is the kind of game where APM is really important. AM level 4.5. That's pretty crazy. Are the expansions going to finish finally? Halfway through with the Undead Expo. AM could staff north if he wants. Staff is ready again. He's only got 1 footman here, though. There's a Zeppelin. Oh, there's a Zeppelin with a Shredder inside. Oh, the Shredder play. Super sick by Sok. That's an easy cancel now. Happy has to keep the pressure up south. Happy cannot just defend. He also has to be attacking with the Crypt Lord. And here, the right clicks of the Crypt Lord come into play. Like I said, Crypt Lord right clicks are very, very strong. As the expansion is cancelled once more. Militia duration is over, though. Water Elemental getting taken on here as well. Crypt Lord has 1 more round of beetles ready to be summoned in a little bit. Acolytes and beetles defending up here with a couple of ghouls. Happy needs more reinforcements. All the beetles about to die. He needs ghouls to join, and he's bringing them right now. Brought them earlier already, realizing he needed them. Crypt Lord now finally getting a level up. Also, he's got a Ritual Dagger still. He can use that in a moment to heal. But the expo is cancelled again and again and again. And we have still no tech. Lots of resources on Sok, though. I think Happy should start teching now. He's got so many acolytes. He doesn't need to make them anymore. Going for the expansion once again. Shredder has to be sent home. 2 damaged. AM also kind of damaged, but he's regenerating lots of mana thanks to the level 2. Brilliance. Still no arcane. Very important that Happy was able to cancel the arcane over and over. Once the arcane here is finished, it's much harder to keep attacking. We are 10 minutes 30 in. No expansion still. Is the damage enough for another cancel here? I think it should be. Happy should be attacking the Archmage here with the ghouls, I believe. Yeah, now he is. AM is hurt. No heal potion anymore. Can't keep doing this forever, I guess. Staff home. And now the expansion might be safe. If Happy starts it again. But he did start the tech, as I think he should. He's going to have the resource for the expansion in a moment. Happy will get the tech lead. That's the first guaranteed thing that we know this game. In what has been a very wild early game. Sick, right? Isn't this sick? Isn't this kind of an early game sick? Dude, I love this matchup. And this is so hard to play. Oh, no cancel? Oh, the Zeppelin. Oh, Zeppelin goes down. I'm not sure if Happy cancelled. He may not have gotten any resources back. Oh, he doesn't have lumber. Oh, sick. That was a huge play. Happy has no lumber. He brought all the ghouls south to attack. Oh my god, this messes with the expo timing so much. Human tier 2 now also finally started. Now it's all defense for Sock. With the Shredder, with the AM and Water Elementals here. Very strong defensively. Oh, unsummoned something. Oh, Happy unsummoned the Narrow Tower to get the expansion. Sick. I didn't even think of that. Heal scroll by Happy as well. Archmage getting close to level 5, by the way, which would be an absolute terror for these ghouls. Arcane Tower. Trying to repair it. To save it. Needs to save it. Needs to save the arcane, but he can't. 1 or 2 more ghouls is going to be enough for the level up. Good impale on the peasants. They're taking a beating here, of course. And the expansion finishes first for Sock. But he's going to lose peasants again. No mining at the moment. The Shredder must be saved. Will the expansion finally finish? And can Sock save his expansion? He needs to call the militia. Quickly. If the expansion falls, the game's over. And I think it is going to fall. Tons of normal damage here from the ghouls and beetles. AM gets level 5, but I think it's too late. Town Hall goes down. And this is where the game ends. Technically on tier 1. Happy wins. A sick game. Very exciting back and forth. I would say excellently played. By both, actually. Knowing exactly what to do. An even matchup. Very, very difficult to execute. Both looking impressive. A breath of relief being breathed here by Happy. This was a stressful game for him and also for Sock. On a map that I would say is not at all easy to play with Cryptlord. I think in general, CH is a human favorite map these days. Regardless of what the undead plays. And we are getting ready for map number 2. Which is going to be Last Refuge. If Concealed Hill is a little bit human favored, I think Last Refuge is hugely human favored. And lots of that comes down to the Merc Camp. Mercenaries are extremely, extremely good against Cryptlord. I would highly advise playing something else. I think Cryptlord here gets countered super hard. I would much rather see either a Lich or a Dreadlord or maybe even a DK. Did you see Happy versus Fortitude yesterday in the Don't Force Me Cup? Yes, I did. When I came home, I saw the VODs. Unfortunately, I left too early. Follow Death Note says, Last Refuge is the worst map for all the past 10 years for human versus undead, and every human think that. XD human favored. So is that the reason that Sok is picking the map now, Death Note? Is that why? I see. Okay. It's a very bad human map. I disagree. If the meta is Fast Expo versus Fast Expo, I think human is really good here with Merc Camp creep into expansion. We're going to find out if this is going to be the meta here as well, or if we're going to see a surprise maybe. Happy a while ago was also switching up his plays, was sometimes playing aggressive off of one base, which I think is feasible here as well. But if it's Fast Expo versus Fast Expo, I think Last Refuge is amazing for human. But that's just me. Maybe I'm going to be proven wrong. Let's see. Ooh, this is looking a bit laggy. Oh, I hope I don't lag out. That would be bad, because we don't have Flow TV coverage right now. Come on, internet. Come on. Oh god. No. Yeah, sometimes the routing is good and sometimes it's bad. Okay. Shit. God damn it. Alright. Well, then we have to do a restream. For map 2, unfortunately. Give me just 1 second. Just gonna restart my stuff here. And then hopefully for map 3, if there is a map 3, we are gonna be good to go again. Alright. We're gonna have to go with Infi's restream, or Infi's stream here to restream. Happy up by 1-0. It is the Crypt Lord versus Archmage again. Happy really seems to be set on Crypt Lord at the moment. I feel like Dreadlord might be better on this map. Go for Dreadlord, Merc Camp creep first. You can sleep the High Priest. Or I guess you don't even have to if you go for the pull. Because the big problem with Crypt Lord against Mercs is everything in the Crypt Lord army early game is melee. It is very easy for the human to micro a ranged army. Of course, the Shadow Priest is also really good for dispelling the beetles. But I think more importantly, it's a big ranged army. You have Shadow Priests who actually do decent damage. You have Berserkers as well who do really good damage. And Water Elemental and Archmage and everything else. So you can always take a better fight. If it's out in the open and not on the undead side of the map, you can always take the better fight once you have level 3 AM and a couple of mercenaries. And the Crypt Lord should never really be able to kill the mercs all. Or if he kills something, it has to be lots of mana used through Impale. Speaking of mana used though, Finding the Shobi Mask here is absolutely insane. This is by far the best Cryptlord item. I think that you can find in the whole game. There's lots of great Cryptlord items. I've talked about this at length. Cryptlord is also really good, or can be really good, because he makes use of almost every item very well. But everything that helps with his mana, that is his biggest weakness. That is the best thing you can get for him. So this Shobi is absolutely outstanding. Archmage items, on the other hand, are really bad. Rune Bracers would be good for the late game, but the late game doesn't matter right now. Right now, it's only about early game. The Cloak is actually very good to hide when you get Impale surrounded. But yeah, these items certainly favor Happy so far. And Happy, once again, correctly, has stuff in the south. You always have to be, you don't have to be, but ideally, you always want to be in a defending and attacking position at the same time. That goes for the human and the undead. You want to be able to do both at the same time. You have to have 2 control groups at least. And again, we see the early expansion cancel on both sides. Happy here with a double Shadow Priest. He's going to have some Dispel to work with. But of course, Sock's Shadow Priests have the benefit of Brilliance Aura. So they're going to have much more mana. How come everything is melee for the undead? Can't he go Fiends? Fiends are too expensive in the early game. They cost too much lumber. The graveyard takes too long. The graveyard is too much gold. In the early game, it's all about having as many ghouls to be attacking at the same time and defending as possible, and getting the expansion up as much as you can, and also starting the tech as soon as possible. Fiends are too expensive and take too long. Once you start the tech, you will go into Fiends, but not before. And again, it's the same game plan. Cancel the enemy expansion and try to find a window where you can expand yourself. Again, they need to do lots of multitasking here. Manage their resources, manage their different groups. And this is where the Watch Elementals are very, very strong. You can send them onto Blight behind the Narrow Tower where they are exposed, and they can cancel the Haunted Goldmine oftentimes alone. But Happy has so much mana. Look at the Cryptlord. Still almost full mana. If he finds an opportunity to, he will use an Impale. If he finds a good one. I would love to see Boots here on the Cryptlord. So you can chase around the footies more, chase around the Archmage more. Again, his right click is not to be underestimated. But boots are also very expensive, so they're not so easy to afford. And again, ghouls in the south. This is another big benefit that the Cryptlord gives you. The beetles can always be active on the map. You can have 6 beetles maximum, so you can bring lots of them to attack in the right position. But this is the first big win now for Sock. Seems like his Arcane Tower will be finishing. Something that never happened all of map 1. Now finally the Arcane is going to be coming up. Happy though has the Dispel ready. Or in honor of Death Note, I should say, Dispel. And AM has to TP out. This is one benefit of the Merc Camp, certainly, for the Cryptlord. He can get those Shadow Priests. But they will be kind of low mana now for a while. AM again, lots of experience, but so does the Cryptlord have. 3.7 already. But the Arcane Tower is finished at the Expo. Finally. Finally. Sock has an Arcane. Which is a big, big help. Cryptlord still looking for that big Impale. Ideally, he would like to take out the Mercs with it. Doesn't have a Telestaff, by the way. No Telestaff. And no boots. And Sock is going to go for the cancel again. Gets level 4 here. Important level up. Oh, the Haunted. On the new patch, it takes less time to finish. The Haunted may have just come up. And we can repair it just in time. This might be a patch diff. So both expansions will be finishing the Undead expansion a little bit faster, I think. AM also heard, needs to be careful here. Town Hall needing a little bit longer, but now it's going to be finished. Sok has a strong mercenary army, taking a slight supply lead here. But Happy's level 4 with full mana, and of course still the Sobi mask. This Sobi is kind of a game warping item with Cryptlord. It's so good. No volume from the game? No. Unfortunately, I had to leave this game because I was lagging. And there's no Flow TV activated at the moment. Alright, Happy going for the next attack. Lots of beetles still being summoned. The Arcane Tower is an important anchor at the expansion. Sok must save the Arcane Tower, must get back here with his army. Doesn't have a TP to get back, but it's just running back. The AM now, level 4.6, very strong. Also, one of mana ceiling, very, very good against Cryptlord. I think we're still waiting for the first impale of the game, right? Cryptlord getting slowed, trying to stay out of the arcane range ideally. Here's the first impale, hitting quite well, taking out Shadow Priest quickly if he can. But the AM now is a very, very strong defensive force. He's going to get level 5 in a moment. This is another great thing about this map for Archmage. It is very easy here to creep level 5 AM. Level 3 quickly, with a Merc camp and everything. And after that you have Mercenaries to keep fighting and keep leveling. You guys see what I mean with this being a good human map? I think this is a very good human map. Happy with lots of mercs here. Dispels the level 3 Water Elemental. Also good experience for him. But now his Shadow Priests are very, very low on mana. Both are waiting for tier 2 to finish. Resources here very important. One downside for human is it's very difficult to get Shredder access on this map. Still does not have a Shredder for quite a while. Oh no, never mind. He does have a Shredder. Went for one with a Zeppelin. The peasant was there, buying the Shredder right away. Nice play by Sok. Stabilizing now, finally, with the power of level 5 AM. Cryptlord also close to level 5. When fighting against the ground army, level 3 Impale is insane. But that is why most humans these days play Griffins against undead. And here we see the first aviary coming up already, even before tier 3. Maybe Sok is worried that there might be some gargoyles joining soon. Happy going for double slaughterhouse. And the first gargoyle as well. Gargoyles work well against griffins. Also can work well sometimes against dragonhawks if you have the right amount of units. But against gyros is the big problem here. Gyros is the huge counter to gargoyles in the end when the numbers get high. I've been wondering, might it be somehow possible to not play DK second, but rather Dreadlord second? Dreadlord second, and then creep him on tier 2. Try to get level 3 and 4 if you can, so that you have Carrion Swarm in the very late game against gyros. That's the ideal scenario, but of course very hard to make work in the mid game because the Red Lord is very weak in the mid game if he's only level 1. Oh, Death Knight getting blocked right here. Has to use the Impale to allow the DK to get away. Nice block right there from Sok, even without boots. Oh, and Stormbolt surrounding the Crypt Lord, and he is stuck in a death sandwich. And he's going to go down. Ooh, that's huge experience. Level 1.5 on the Mountain King right away. 5.2 on the AM. Huge lead now for Sok. Sheik did that yesterday versus Hawk. Oh, sick. Did it work? Like, ideally, the perfect triple hero, ideally, if you can get to the ultra late game, would be Cryptlord first, Dreadlord second, and DK third. Because especially when the armies get super huge, I don't think it's important to have Orb on the Lich anymore. Most of the time, you can't focus fire anyways. It did not work. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure if it works, you know? Like, Dreadlord is so weak on level 1 already. And if you have a level 1 Dreadlord, like, 12 minutes in, it doesn't sound very good. But in theory... Alright, hear me out. If you get Cryptlord 5, Dreadlord 4, DK 3, that would be super strong on paper. But getting there, you know, that's a difficult part. Happy also having a pretty difficult game now. Getting the camps taken away from his side of the map. DK underleveled on level 1 only. Of course, the Cryptlord loss was huge. Trying to go for the Mountain King now, but he's got the Invul and he's got the Ruined Bracers. Now the Ruined Bracers, of course, are amazing. Dragonhawks coming in. And Happy doesn't have what it takes right now. Doesn't have it. Level 2 DK finally. That was much needed. The Aura is a big upgrade already. But we do have Web now. Yeah, I think trying to go Fiends is the better approach. Oh, he's going to trigger the Ankh here, which might be a big deal. This Ankh is now gone forever, forcing some consumables out of the human. And yeah, I think Gargs can't really work. In an even game, at least. Or if you're behind. If you're ahead, you can win with Gargs, I would say. But in a normal game, you're just going to get hard countered by Gyros at some point. Fiends, of course, a very easy counter to Dragonhawks, who don't do much damage. But Griffins, which are now being added, will bring in lots of damage. Third heroes also joining. We got the Lich already. The Pally is a little bit late. And Happy's going for the attack. Looks to me like Happy feels that he might not be in a good position this game. He may be behind with that hero loss. But he can't afford to go late game. Against mass Griffins, mass upgrades, human, triple hero. He may feel that he has to finish the game early. And doing big damage here against the expansion. Ghouls are in, beetles are in, the peasants are all getting eviscerated. MK got the level 3 just a moment ago, but the Griffin numbers are low. It's only 2 Griffins at the moment. This is Happy's best chance, perhaps, to win this series right here and now. Paladin still not out. This seems to be the biggest macro mistake here by Sok. Paladin, very, very late. At least that allowed for the MK to get level 3 very quickly, which now he does have. Going for the Lich as well. Stormbolt, Focus Fire, Lich level 1, very squishy. Level up, not enough to save him. DK trying to pass something or get in position to heal him, but Lich is dead. No Orb anymore, no Nova anymore. Sok is still far behind the levels though, and the Destroyers might be able to overtake. There is no counter at all to Destroyers right now. We don't have a Workshop, we don't have Gyros. Happy might just be able to run away with this game now. Whoo! And it is GG indeed. Damn, Happy. Lucky to win this game. This game was not supposed to be his, I would say. But he does take it still in the end.